recording.
Hi guys, Tom McGrath here. From time to time, manufacturers send me different knives to test, and I have an interesting opportunity here. I got these 4 Ontario blades. They're very similar in length. This one here is the SP46, 5-inch blade. The grind goes all the way up, from the primary bevel all the way up to the spine here, and then the SP47 here, same blade length, but the grind, secondary grind, goes from primary bevel here about halfway up the blade. I marked it with some sidewalk chalk so you can see where it is. You probably can't see it on this angle, but the grind only goes halfway up the spine, and then from this point to the spine is flat. So you have the full thickness of blade stock there. I don't know if you can pick it up on the camera, but there's the thickness of the blades. The SP46 thick stock, full thickness down to about this point, and then it starts to taper off to a fine point. On the SP47, more of a Tonto type grind in that it comes to farther down and before it tapers off into a point. So a little thicker blade here. These are the SP52. Again, the slider one. The blade is ground in a flat ground from the cutting edge all the way up to the spine. It's flat. You can see it on the cutting edge here, or the spine here. Full thickness and then a gentle taper towards the end. It's a nice thin point. The SP53 here, again, you have a grind that goes halfway up the blade and then a large flat area here, which gives a lot of strength to the spine, but also a lot of weight. But other than that, you can see the general profiles are exactly the same when they blank these out. When they're blanked out in the full thickness of the blade stock before they grind the edges or the bevels, they're going to be coming from exactly the same blank. So, let's see how they chop with these. And I'm going to do some other blades as well. Let's get that over there as comparison. So, let's try this smaller, or I should say thinner, SP46, very light in the hand. You can carry this. It's not a heavy blade at all. Okay, goes through pretty good for its weight. Let's try now the SP47 with that more meat in the spine here. It's a flatter stock. Let's see how that does. Okay, noticeably 3 or 4 strikes compared to when I do 10 or 15 over there. Got about the same amount done on this side. So you do see that extra weight here does help in a blade of this length. It is thicker, it is heavier, but not heavy to the point where it becomes cumbersome. So to me, this is a good use of thick blade stock in a blade this short on this SP47 from Ontario. This to me is a useful amount of blade thickness. Here's a larger Becker BK2. This is one of my favorite camping blades. This is 1/4-inch stock as opposed to the 3/16 on the Ontarios. And this really hacks through everything. This is a nice stout knife for me. Some people find this a little too heavy, a 1/4-inch stock all the way through. So if you're looking for something to to lighten the load, let's say in a knife of this length, then that SP47 will be a nice compromise to me from a lightweight blade to that heavyweight Becker BK2. So I'm kind of fond of this blade for that reason. All right, let's go to the SP52. I'll throw this over. This is well-seasoned black poplar. It's a fairly soft wood, easy to demonstrate this kind of stuff on, this kind of chopping. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but as I'm chopping, top of my right hand, I have my right leg behind the angle. So if I miss and go through, my blade is not going to contact my arm. I'm not straddling. Let me show you this way. As I'm doing these chops, I don't have to work in between my legs. You don't want to glance off and hit a femoral artery or cut a tendon or whatnot. So I'm actually standing to the left side of the work, so all my body is covered by the log. So let's show you again this one. So here's the SP52. Okay, nice and easy. Let's try the SP53. Okay, same amount of, depth, doesn't take very long, but you know what? This is a big, heavy, honking piece of steel. When I took these out here the other day to get some experience with them, I find that lifting that heavy blade up and down over and over, you really get fatigued pretty quickly, where you might make more chops with this SP52 with the flat grind all the way up, but you compensate for that by getting more velocity on the downstroke. And you have enough, distance here that you can, add to velocity to get the work done. I found it was less fatiguing to make more chops with this and cut a bevel on a log than doing less chops with the heavier blade, getting the same bevel, but my arm was getting fatigued faster just to pulling up against gravity. Seemed to make that difference. And just to show you some comparisons, here's a cold steel barong machete, the 12-inch model. My son is behind the camera, he's dodging wood chips.
I got you. I got hit in the snowballs.
Okay. Here's a cold steel. Here's a cold steel. Here's a cold steel trail hawk. If you want to carry something with a lot of weight on it, you're probably better off with a hatchet. This is actually lighter weight than that big teeth knife I had. If you really want to go up in weight, here's a Wetterling's hunter's axe. And for keeping in your car or winter camping, where you might actually have to cut a lot of wood, make some big notches for a shelter or whatnot, or clear a tree out of the road, you may want something this big, if not something bigger like a cold steel trail boss, which is what I keep in my car. Anyway, thanks for taking a look, and we'll see. Let's get these up here. I'll have the specs of these. Well, you can find them on the web. But by the time this video is made, I'll have the details on them with some graphics on the video. All right, thanks guys. See you next time. Bye-bye.